L&M Fine Jewelry, we hand select our diamonds to give you the very best prices possible. Monty knows a great deal when he finds one. Find your great deal at L&M Fine Jewelry.
Your diamond destination.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Samuel Akem here, and I am back with another one. The national championship took place last night. It was an absolutely phenomenal game. Obviously, if you're a Bobcat fan, you're thinking, what if? If you're a Bison fan, you're thinking, back to our regularly scheduled programming. I mean, for both teams, it was an amazing season. For both squads, it was an amazing game. Better game for North Dakota State. Montana State came out a little slow. They seemed like they were a little sluggish at the beginning. Seemed like the lights were a little bit bright at the beginning, but they definitely settled in. Tommy Mellott definitely had one of his best games of the playoffs, and he tried to do everything he could to keep this game close, to put his team in position to win. And unfortunately, North Dakota State made more plays than the Bobcats. But it was an amazing game to watch. Dare I say it might have been the most exciting game of the playoffs. Very back and forth game in the second half. A lot of points put up. Two of the best teams in the country, the two best teams I would say in the country this season, playing against each other. The bracket, the playoff committee got it correct. These were the two best teams. I mean, if you look at the stats after this game, it was very neck and neck with both teams. I mean, literally splitting hairs with the statistics. Same amount of passes thrown. I think North Dakota State threw one less pass than Montana State. Nearly the same amount of runs, nearly the same amount of passing yards. 195 for Montana State to 199 for Cam Miller and North Dakota State. Rushing yards were nearly identical, around 200 rushing yards for both teams as well. I mean, just an amazing game. Two very, very evenly matched teams. It literally was going to come down to who made less mistakes, who capitalized more. And there's one big thing that I think Montana State did that really set them apart, set North Dakota State apart from Montana State, and it was the fact that Montana State decided to go for it on 4th and 5 from midfield, which we will cover in this game, and I'll give all my thoughts about that. Instead of punting it away and making North Dakota State drive the length of the field, they end up getting a touchdown that drive. 12 seconds left in the half, 21-3 lead. We're going to cover it all. Please make sure you guys hit the like button. Please make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Please make sure you guys leave me a comment down below. We'll be covering all the biggest and brightest plays from this game. We're going to talk about the X's and O's. I'm going to get into all of it. So appreciate you guys for tapping in. Appreciate you guys for showing me love. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and we will get straight into it. Okay, the national championship game. Montana State deferred to the second half. I don't know if North Dakota State, I don't know who won the toss. Montana State's going to kick it off first. They're going to get the ball at half. And North Dakota State's going to start off with the ball. They start the game off with a phenomenal drive, eating clock, controlling the line of scrimmage, just making it seem like they could really get whatever they wanted in this game. And this first drive really was a statement from North Dakota State, letting them know that, hey, we can move the ball at will. We can get what we want. We're going to get what we want, and we're going to have our way. And let's watch it play out. 2nd and 4, first drive of the game for North Dakota State. Drop back pass for Cam Miller. They run the double slants on the inside with the box route on the outside from Bryce Lance. Bryce Lance, my goodness. Trey Lance was at the game last night. Obviously, he won a national championship at North Dakota State as well. His brother is now there. Got over 1,000 receiving yards last night. Also got over 70 receptions last night. Had over 100 yards in the game. He's had an amazing season. I hope that North Dakota State is able to hang on to him, because I know he's probably getting $500,000+ offers from FBS schools, Power 5 schools. We'll see if they're able to hang on to him. Double slants on the inside, box route on the outside. He's going to hit the number 2 receiver, Braylon Henderson, on the slant, and he's going to get a first down, and then a few more after that. They were chirping after this play. Look at them right there, chirping at the DBs, letting them know immediately that this is that type of game, and, I want all the smoke. Here we go, 2nd and 6, 13 minutes to go in the first quarter. Drop back pass for Cam Miller. He's finding his receiver, Bryce Lance, on what seems like an in route, maybe a curl. It seems like Montana State is getting in a cover 3 coverage here. 3 over top, 4 underneath. Watch the breakdown. 3 over top, you see your third back here, middle third, bottom third down here, your 3 high right there. And then you got your curl flat, 2 hooks on the inside, giving you the 3 over top, 4 underneath for 7 total defenders in coverage, and your 4 rushers. They're going to find the window inside of that curl flat defender and outside of that hook defender right there in that hole. Good sit down. That's why I don't know if it was a curl or a hook or an in route. The way the concept kind of looks, it kind of looks like a dagger concept. Kind of looks like I'm going to drive 12 to 15 yards down the field, and I being Bryce Lance, and then here's your in route that's kind of going to control all that inside coverage. I'm not so sure what the route concept is. Looks like an in, looks like a curl. He's going to find the hole in the zone, gets completion down on Montana State side of the field for the first down. Now you got a 2nd and 9 for North Dakota State, under 12 to go. So already 5 minutes off the clock, North Dakota State still has the ball. That is going to be a theme in this game, even though both teams put up 30. That is definitely going to be a theme in this game. Making the most of every possession every time you get the ball, because both teams can run the ball, both teams can play ball control, both teams can control the line of scrimmage. So really maximizing when you touch the ball is huge in a game like this, and you're going to see that play out. Deep pass from Cam Miller, one of the better passes he made during this game. Looks like they're going to run a sail concept right here. So what a sail concept is, once again, looks like a cover 3 coverage from North Dakota State. This time they're press, or from Montana State. This time they're press bailing that corner, but still it's the same thing, a little differently. Still cover 3, but they're bringing a blitz off the edge, so they only have 3 underneath defenders this time. You got your 3 over the top, the 1 high safety. This actually might even be man. I hesitate to say man, but it might be man because they're bringing in the blitz. You got man eyes right here, even though he's turning inside. You got man eyes here. You have man eyes here who's shifting with the defender. I'm definitely going to go with man now here because also you look like he's man here. He's not blitzing. You got 1 blitzer here. So this is a man-free blitz actually. Man coverage here. He's choosing to play it while bailing inside, keeping eyes on the quarterback and the defender and the receiver. You got a man defender here in the slot. You got a man corner down here. You got your 1 high safety. He is manned up with the tight end. He is manned up with the running back, and he is the blitzer. Either way, it's picked up by North Dakota State. They are protecting. They have 5 linemen protecting. They also have their tight end in protection. They also have their running back in protection. That is what we call a 7-man protection, which should protect almost any type of blitz you have. And well, at least should have enough numbers to protect it. But either way, they're going to run the sail concept. You see the receiver right here is going to run slightly inside release, and then he's going to get back to the outside. You see him breaking on that outside break right as the camera loses him, and then Cam Miller finds him, gets the ball into his hands. The reason I think it's a sail concept also is because you see the post route up here. That is what we call a take post route. So it really ends up being a one-on-one, corner out, deep out, corner sail. It's a sail route because it's not necessarily a corner. It could be a corner, it could be an out, just depending on how the coverage is played. But you have this take route, which we call a take post. He's going to take the corner out there. He's going to take the 1 high safety out of there. That leaves it 1-on-1. Good ball from Cam Miller. Good catch from the receiver, and it's a completion. Really good job. Really good job from North Dakota State on 2nd and 9. Little outside of what you want to be. You don't always want to be in 2nd and 9. You want to probably be in 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4. Manageable, 2nd and manageable, and they complete the pass and move the chains. 2nd and 5, under 11 now to go in the first quarter. They're going to hand it off to Shamar Brown, the Jerry Rice Award winner, and he's going to be down a yard short of the first down, bringing up a 3rd and short. This might have been North Dakota State's first 3rd down of the game. 3rd and 1. Under 10 now to go. You see they're taking so much time. They're snapping it with under 10 minutes to go on the play clock. I mean, just playing ball control, not in a hurry at all, and a perfect, absolutely perfect time to go quarterback draw. What are we going to do? We're going to get in 10 personnel. We're going to have a running back in the backfield, 5 linemen, obviously. Spread all the receivers out, have them thinking we're going to throw a pass. It really looks like they're in man coverage here. They got 4 in the box, 6 players in the box. They really have 6 to pick them up because they're blocking the running back as well. They blitz through that backside. That backside A gap is where they're coming through for that blitz, and that leaves 1 backer most likely playing the running back, and that's a good matchup for North Dakota State. Once again, looks like another man-free blitz. You got man coverage here, man coverage here, man coverage here, man coverage here. Your 1 high safety. This might actually be 10. Cover 10, and your safety might actually be playing on the quarterback. Either way, it looks like 1 high. It's definitely man coverage. It's a perfect time to call a quarterback draw, and great tackle from Rylan Orr, but that gets North Dakota State inside the 5-yard line with a new set of downs. Under 9.5 to go in the game in the first quarter. Cam Miller is going to pull it. Great recognition here from the linebacker, and he's going to make the tackle. Neil Daly right there is going to make the tackle for a short gain of maybe 2 yards. 2nd and goal coming up. I believe they try to run to Shamar Brown here. Gonna try to run it right here, inserting the fullback in there to get a block. Seems like he missed. I mean, maybe they're telling him B gap, B gap, B gap. Your block is gonna be in the B gap. Your block is gonna be in the B gap. But then you look, it's like you got 2 blue jerseys right here. He picks up one. He picks up one of them, and it seems like Shamar Brown is gonna be able to get in the end zone. Either way, once again played well by Neil Daly and Macade O'Reilly. and they're going to stop them for virtually, excuse me, gosh, I got the hiccups out of nowhere. Virtually no gain. 3rd and goal, under 8 to go now in the first quarter. I mean, just think about this. And before, I believe they score right here. I think Cam Miller's going to get in the end zone right here. But just think about how much time has been eaten off. So let's actually watch. They're going to run a quarterback keeper. Looks like quarterback stretching it out. Cam Miller's going to find a lane, get in the end zone. He took a little hit, but the ball crossed the pylon. And, North Dakota State is going to take the 7-0 lead. But just, you see the replay right there. Nothing super extravagant. They got in the end zone. Let's think about this for a second, though. The replay, once again, they got in the end zone. Let's think about this for a second. Montana State finally has the ball. Obviously, it's 3rd and 5. They got a little before then. But with about 7.5 minutes to go, let's go all the way back. So about 7.5 minutes to go so they got it back with probably about 7:50 to go in the quarter. And they're at a 3rd and 5 with 6 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the quarter. I mean, that is absolutely backbreaking for Montana State when you're playing against a team like North Dakota State who took 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes, 7 minutes off the clock, 7 minutes and some change off the clock during their first drive. I mean, definitely 8 minutes actually. 8 minutes and some change off the clock on their first drive. That is absolutely devastating for any team. I mean, that just sends a message to you right now that, hey, every time we touch this ball, we have to make the most of it because we don't know how many times we are going to see it throughout this game. And Montana State didn't necessarily do that early. 3rd and 5, under 7 to go in the first quarter. Tommy Malot's going to drop back. As Tommy Malott does, he had 135 rushing yards in this game. He's going to scramble, and he's going to get about 15 yards, close to 20 yards on that 3rd down run to move the chains. 1st and 10, under 6 to go in the first quarter. 3rd and 4 for Montana State. They try to get the ball out to Rohan Jones, and this is one of the first early mistakes for this Montana State squad. And this is also why I say it seems like they were a little rattled early because, I mean, this is just pitch and catch, man. He looks like he's trying to look upfield too early to get upfield. It wasn't going to be a super big gain anyway, but, he dropped the pass right there. Maybe he's able to drag them for the first down. Maybe a lineman's able to push him. Who knows? He drops the pass. They thought it was a fumble at first. They ruled it incomplete. Montana State is going to punt it back to North Dakota State after the incompletion right there. You see the defender come in and get his arm in there. Ball rolls out, and, that's going to end the down right there. So many replays on here. You don't need this many replays. Anyway, North Dakota State gets the ball back on their own 14-yard line with under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. But once again, they have a 7-point lead now because Montana State did not answer. You have to answer, and that was one of my keys. In my preview video last week was whoever makes the most of, who's ever able to consistently put points up on the board is going to be the team that I think comes out victorious. And I think that team ended up being North Dakota State. That's why they're national champions now. So once again, Montana State is going to be caught in man coverage, not bringing any blitz, just playing man coverage. Seems like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So they got 11 on field. But they're going to play a 1-high defense. No blitz, just rushing 4. Playing 1-high man coverage, manning everybody else up. They got a one-on-one slot fade with Trey Lance, their number 1 receiver. They're going to throw it to him. And Montana State's unfortunately going to get caught with a pass interference. Thought so at first, but, look at Polasek back there. Yes, sir. That's a first down. They get the penalty, 15 yards. And that's going to move the chains. 3rd and 4 coming up for North Dakota State. Cam Miller, once again, is going to scramble. Now, this play was interesting because this is going to be the 64-yard touchdown by Cam Miller. I don't know. We don't have enough pre-snap to see what he did pre-snap. The commentators on the TV made it seem like Cam Miller made a check into this. But one thing that you must take into account there's no 1 technique, no 3 technique. I think these are probably considered 3 techniques, but no nose guard, nobody over the center, nobody inside shade over the guards either. Just the middle of the field is absolutely wide open. Your backers are out here manning up receivers. Once again, a backer out here manning up a receiver. That's a defensive back. That's a defensive back. That's a defensive back. That is your safety, and that is your safety. But no defenders in the middle of the field. The middle of the field has no backers, has no D tackles, has no safeties. That is absolutely wide open. Looks like this is a design quarterback draw because a lot of times when you run a draw, you're running the quick outs. So they're running quick outs. That's going to take eyes out there. That's going to take eyes out there. Cam Miller is going straight up the middle, and it's completely wide open. Now, they highlighted Rylan Ort as somebody who may have been out of position, and I don't 100% doubt that he might have been out of position, but just judging, this kind of really seems like a two-man if I'm looking at it now, because the reason I say two-man is because safety, getting to the hash, pre-snap or at the snap. This safety really off the hash, not even ever on the hash, but even increasingly getting off the hash at the snap. That makes me think that these guys are trying to play inside leverage and force everything outside to the safeties. You see how this safety is biting down up here. You're going to see his legs. That other high safety is biting down up here to cover for his guys up here, these three receivers up here. It just seems like it's a two-man. I don't necessarily want to say that Ort was filling in the wrong gap or in the wrong position. I just think it's the defense that they're in. It really seems like a two-man defense for me, especially being 3rd and 4, third down, two-man defense. Keep everything in front of you, have two high safeties over the top, play man coverage, force Cam Miller to make a really good throw, or force one of these receivers to win outright in man-to-man coverage. They run the quarterback draw, and it's wide open right up the middle. So I say all of that to say I don't think Ort was necessarily in the wrong position. I more so think North Dakota State caught them in an advantageous defense and took advantage of it. But just like that, Cam Miller goes 64 yards. He's not even the fastest guy. He's fast enough for a running quarterback, a mobile quarterback in college, but he's not the fastest guy. But it was just so wide open that, absolutely nobody was going to stop them. This is the nearest defender inside, not even touching the guard. And this is the nearest defender on this side, not even touching the guard. Now, is this a direct end zone view? We don't know. But no defensive tackles inside here anywhere to be found. No linebackers anywhere to be found in here. And the safety is getting off the hash. Both are getting off the hash, which makes me think it's a two-man coverage. Either way, that leaves the middle of the field absolutely wide open. And Cam Miller takes advantage, man. This is just a tough start to the game. I mean, in any game that matters, in any national championship game that they're keeping score, in any game that, means something against good competition, you're going to have to be sound in all three phases. You're going to have to be sound. You're going to have to make the most of all advantage, take advantage of everything. And for North Dakota State to score 14-0 early, and Montana State not to put up any points in the first quarter, that is just an absolute backbreaker. So here you go. Montana State's going to go for it on a 3rd and 2. And it seems like they were right at the line to gain. I think the refs are going to give him that line to gain into the first quarter. Start of the second quarter. Once again, another 3rd down for Montana State. Just illustrating once again how many 3rd downs Montana State was faced with. Now, if you look at the numbers after the game, I think Montana State was 8 for 13 on 3rd down. I think North Dakota State was like 8 for 12. I think they were very similar. I mean, when I say the stats were very close together, I mean, they were so close. It's crazy. Very evenly matched. These teams were very evenly matched, and I think either team was deserving and could have won this game. Either team could have won this game. If Montana State gets one extra stop, I think they win this game. 2nd and 2, Tommy Mlott. You watch Tommy Mlott get the first down on the quarterback keeper right here up the middle. Fell forward for the first down. Now they got a 2nd and 2, under 13 to go in the second quarter. Tommy Mlott has got 11 personnel on the field, 3 receivers on the field, 1 tight end, that tight end being Lonergan. They're going to fake the reverse, fake the zone run, fake the reverse. We're trying to get a pass downfield. This is a concept that we used to run. I've ran with a lot of teams, but a take post here to take the over top coverage here. You're really looking for Taco Dowler on the over. Good recognition from this backer. So one thing that you have to be good at as a running team, a team that runs the ball very well, but also a team that passes a team that runs the ball very well has to be good at play action. That is what's gonna spark their passing game a lot of times. And Montana State is very good at the play action. You watch the linebackers, see how they react to the run here, going downhill, but you see this backer is immediately getting out of there. So he's going to run out of there. You can see Tommy Mlott's eyes are in the direction of Taco Dowler. They really only have 2 receivers in routes here. So 3 if you want to count Ty McCullough, but only 2 receivers downfield in routes here. This gets recognized by the backer. This is taken by a high safety and a corner, and it's most likely not even a corner. It's taken by a high safety and not going to be there. Tommy Mlott, you see, has eyes downfield in the direction of both receivers. Neither are open, and he's going to scramble and fall for just enough yardage for the first down. Good coverage by North Dakota State, but good for Tommy to be able to move the chains. Once again, Montana State is faced with another 3rd down, 3rd and 1 this time, under 10 to go in the second quarter. Tommy Malott's going to pull it, and man, 50 was there, man. I think it's actually 56. 56 was there, man. Like, you see it. They're reading you. So they want to hand it off. Tommy is reading him. You see how the tight end is going to leave him. The tight end is going to leave him because he's the read. If he bites down on the running back, I pull it. I guess Tommy judged that as him biting down on the running back, and he was right. I mean, even though, the 56 played it very well. He played it in the middle. He made it seem like he was biting down, but he also made it seem like he's there, which he is there. But Tommy Mlott is very quick. He made a miss, and he's still able to get the first down. Really good job. That is the quickness of Tommy Mellott. That is why he's a difference maker, and that is why he won the Walter Payton Award. Under 8.5 to go, which is also maybe a reason why Cam Miller played one of his best games. Very efficient, a lot of passing, a lot of rushing. Cam Miller had an amazing game.
Join Town Pump's Pump It Up Rewards Plus program and never pay full price for fuel again.
Save 5 cents on every gallon every day at any Town Pump across Montana.
Plus, earn and redeem points on your favorite in-store items to get free stuff with our clubs.
Stop in and pick up a rewards card. Download the Pump It Up Rewards Plus app today.
Or visit townpump.com/rewards to register and start saving.
Right down the road, pump it up, oh yeah.
2nd and 5 coming up for Montana State. They're going to hand it off to Adam Jones, who's going to get another first down. Easy inside zone run. One of the best zone running teams in the country, Montana State. Even with a guy in the backfield untouched, still unable to make the tackle. Good cut from Adam Jones. He's going to get the first down and move the chains for Montana State. Really good job. Here you go. You got a 1st and 10, under 8 to go in the second quarter. 14-0 lead for North Dakota State. Play action pass for the Bobcats. Nobody is going to be open. They're trying to overload this side of the field. You get 4 on the side of the field. You're trying to see if you can get maybe Adam Jones down the sidelines. You're trying to see if maybe you can find him in the seam. I mean, you try to overload this side, give them a lot of eye candy to see if you can slip somebody out. Once again, really good recognition from this linebacker, seeing what they're trying to do, carrying that linebacker, carrying that receiver down the field, the running back down the field. He's going to check it down to Rohan Jones, and Rohan Jones is just going to get about 7 yards on first down. Not a bad run right there. 3rd and 3 coming up for Montana State. Under 7 to go, under 6.5 to go in the second quarter. Tommy Mellott's going to keep it, and he's going to get absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. So going to try to run a quarterback counter here. I don't know if he's reading this to hand it off or if it's simply just a pull read. This looks like simply a pull read to me, but, you know, North Dakota State was on it immediately. I mean, there's white jerseys all around them. You can see Lonergan's trying to get the kick out, which is where he would be. It's not even a counter. I call this quarterback counter. This is not even counter. This is just split zone, which is something that quarterback split zone. You see them blocking the zone. The split is for Lonergan. The bam block, he's coming to get the end man on the line of scrimmage and kick him out. There's just too much trash in here. It did not work out. North Dakota State saw it, and they're going to stop them on 3rd and 3. Really good job from North Dakota State. Really good play from North Dakota State. Tough break from Montana State. They are going to take their 3. Something that, honestly, wasn't even a field goal that hurt them last year. It was a PAT, but, you know, better kicking game this year for Montana State. They didn't need it as much this year, but better kicking game for them this year as well. 4.5 minutes to go in the second quarter. 14-3 game now, and it's 3rd and 22 for North Dakota State. Funny thing about the statistics in this game were very similar, from rushing, passing, third down conversions. Montana State went for 4th down on twice. North Dakota State did not. But statistically, the teams were very close. The one stat that's pretty overweighing in North Dakota State's favor is penalty yardage, which is something that, you know, you may want to point to sometimes and say, oh, that ended up being a difference for them. I think North Dakota State had 9 penalties for 58 yards, a lot of them being false starts and offsides. And then Montana State, I think, had 3 or 4 penalties for like 20 or 30 yards. North Dakota State definitely won in that category, but they won the game as well. So, you know, not something that you can look at and point to. But here you go. You got a 3rd and 22. Montana State is obviously going to play coverage. They're going to keep everybody down out in front. They're going to just push Stoffel out on a little check down right here. And he's going to get about maybe 7 to 8 yards on 3rd down. They're going to punt it away back to Montana State. And Montana State's going to try to put a drive together before half. This is where things get interesting, folks. And this is where I would disagree with what Brent Vegan decided to do. Now, I'm not going to be on that bandwagon of people saying that Brent Vegan choked in this game or Brent Vegan got out-coached. I do think he got out-coached. I don't think it was by a vast margin, but I think there were decisions that were made at certain times in the game that you look back on and you second-guess them for sure. And you 100% wish you would have made a different decision. This drive in particular is going to be one of those drives. 3rd and 4 for Montana State. 2:20 left to go in the second quarter. Let's see what they got. Here you go. Tommy Mellott's going to scramble away, and he's going to get out of bounds right past the first down, right around midfield. Really good job right there. Here you go. Oh, yeah. This was something interesting as well. I mean, man, Tommy Mellott is such a high character guy. I think a lot of people in the state of Montana hold him in very, very high regard. I would never expect Tommy Mellott to knock over a trash can. Also, like, I don't know what type of message you're trying to send by knocking over the trash can, but I don't think it's a great look. I don't think it's the best look for Tommy Mellott. High character guy, great in the classroom, great in the locker room, gonna work his butt off, gonna be the first player in, last player out, at least what I've heard. I've never been in the locker room with him, but I've heard he's an amazing teammate, amazing guy. From what I've seen, he's an amazing guy. I don't love this. Now, it's a trash can. I'm not gonna freaking, start a fire over him knocking over a trash can, but dang, man, like, why? Why? Either way, we got a 3rd and 9. This is the play of the game. We got a 3rd and 9 for Montana State. A minute 14. No, actually, this isn't the play of the game. The next play will be the most important play. 3rd and 9. Montana State's going to drop back and try to pass it to get the first down. They weren't really able to move the ball very successfully during this 2-minute drive. NDSU's defense was playing very good ball, and so this was an interesting play as well, right before that 4th down play. Number 56 has been chasing Tommy Mellott around this whole first half. You're going to finally get there, brother. Excuse my voice. You finally got there, number 56. You're finally there. Make the play, bro. And, Tommy Mellott's a very slippery guy. He's never going to go down unless you make sure that he's down. And that's on 56. You got to make sure he's down. But good play from Tommy Mellott I thought live. I remember seeing this live. I was like, he is absolutely not down. No part of his forearm, no part of his shin, no part of his knee. Nothing came down. I don't know why you thought he was down. You literally just dragged him across your belly and set him up on the other side. He is not down. And look, some of the players are kind of confused. They're like, do we tackle him? Do we not? Look, this player just completely ran past him. He's like, let's go! This guy's like, no. Can you imagine, had North Dakota State, had number 14 not been woke enough and understood what was going on and be like, no, man, like, he ain't down, and still play to the whistle. That is what we call playing to the whistle. Number 14 is playing to the whistle, understanding what's going on, understanding the assignment. We got to get dude on the ground still. I didn't see his knee or anybody part hit the ground. We got to get him down. So, although he kept going, he didn't get the first down, but he did make it a more manageable 4th down. He made it a much more manageable 4th down. The whole time, the live broadcast didn't even know because they cut to number 56 to catch his celebration. So, the guy running the board back, the EP or the producer, whoever's running the board, who cut to this camera, must have not known either. Either way, 56 is hype. Unfortunately, brother, you did not get your sack. You didn't. At least right there, you didn't get it. So, keep fighting. Number 14, you deserve a medal. Because who knows? Had this drive gone differently, this game could have completely been differently. Number 14 deserves some accolades because he made the tackle. He made sure that Tommy Mellott was down. Great job, number 14. Great job. I give you a gold star sticker. Either way, I don't know why they didn't put this on the highlights. Montana State went for it on 4th and 5. They tried to hit Taco Dowler down the sidelines down here. They ran a play to where Taco Dowler's free down the sidelines. He wasn't open. It was covered. Tommy Mellott throws it over his head, and it's an incomplete pass. They give the ball back to North Dakota State not even in because it's 3rd and 2, but they give the ball back around midfield to Montana State. Or to North Dakota State. Vegan, we can't do this, man. I 100% think they should have booted this away. They have a really good punter in Brendan Hall. I think you punt this ball away and bet on your defense. Make North Dakota State drive the length of the field. Sure, I think at this point they had 3 timeouts. I think before this they had 3 timeouts. Yeah, sure. No, they used one to get the ball back. So, sure, they have 2 timeouts and a minute to go in the game. There was 59 seconds at the beginning of this drive. Sure, they have a lot of time. But, they have to drive the length of the field instead of driving half the field. At this rate right here, giving them the ball back at midfield, I think you're guaranteeing that they at least get 3. I think you leave the door open for 7. I think if you boot it away and pin them inside the 20, you're guaranteeing that your defense has a fighting chance not to give up anything, but you're at least ensuring that hopefully you don't give up a touchdown. Maybe you give up 3. In this scenario, I think 3 is virtually a lock, which we saw that play out on this drive. But, also another thing that I don't agree with is in this drive, North Dakota State is playing 10 yards off, man. What are we doing? 9 yards off, 8-9 yards off. Why are we so far off of the number 1 receiver on this team? Press bail at least. Don't make it seem like everything is so wide open because it is. 3rd and 2, 47 seconds to go. What is Cam Miller going to do? Quick hitch. First down, get out of bounds. Missed tackle, we're out of bounds, clock stops. No timeouts used, only 3 seconds went off the clock. 4 seconds went off the clock, man. gotta make them fight a little harder for these completions. Both are open. This is a further throw. That's why he threw the boundary. Bryce Lance just happens to be down here, but this one is also open. That would have been a longer throw, and he probably wouldn't have been able to get out of bounds. This one, we got it towards the sidelines, get the ball into his hands. He can also get out of bounds. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't know, man. Playing off coverage. Now they're gonna play cloud. It looks like cloud weak. This is the weak side of the field. They're gonna cloud Bryce Lynch, which I would say is the right decision. But then, you know, if you put multiple defenders on one side of the field, you potentially leave windows to the other side of the field. They're going to hit Rajah Nelson on a quick stop route. This is a 2nd and 3, under 40 seconds to go in the half. They're going to hit Rajah Nelson on a quick stop route at about 10 yards, and he's going to get the first down. I believe they used the first down here. No, the chains stopped. I don't think they used the first down. The chains are going to stop right there. So now you got 28 seconds left to go. 2nd and 12. Once again, and this is why I think Montana State was under the mindset of, we just don't want to give up a touchdown. Just don't give up a touchdown. If you're down at 14 at half, Montana State wins this game if they're down at 14 at half. But being down 18 at half, I think, was a much different challenge for them. And, I mean, you look at this right here. It's 2nd and 12, 28 seconds left in the half. Everybody's standing at the chains, and we're going to blitz everybody else. So we're blitzing 6. We're covering everybody else. So he's on the running back. He's on the receiver. Playing coverage, blitzing everybody. Keep your feet at the sticks. Don't give up too much yardage. But what you also do if your blitz doesn't get there is you expose the middle of the field to Cam Miller. And he's going to take everything you give him, and he gets a first down and then some. A first down and then some. So now what can they do? They're down around the 10-yard line. I know they tried to slide for it, brother. You were down right there. Down right there at the 10. They try to slide for it, put the ball up. Either way, they're going to pick the ball up and spike it. They're going to kill it, which is the right play to make. So they're going to kill it. Now they got 19 seconds left. They're on the 10-yard line and no timeouts left, but they for sure have 3 points in the bag right here. So now we got a 2nd and goal. Like I said, 19 seconds left in the game. What are we going to draw up? Oh, man. What a play. He didn't even really have him. But if he gets the ball to him a little earlier, this is a touchdown. I mean, he threw the ball when he needed to, but what a play, what a catch. We're not going to pick too much on what they're doing. But one thing I will say is they made adjustments on this drive. When I initially talked about it on my reaction show, I thought that they played off coverage a majority of this drive. Multiple plays now on this drive, they are going to cloud Bryce Lance. They're clouding him right here in the red zone, which tells you that they understand how dangerous he is. They got a flat defender on him. They also have a safety shaded to his side. We are trying to take away Bryce Lance. They are letting everybody know out here. We are attempting to take Bryce Lance away. Well, Cam Miller's going to go through his entire progression. You see, he's going to see Cam Miller early. He's going to see Bryce Lance early is not there. I mean, I don't know if he looked over there. You can't see his eyes and where his helmet is turning, but I'm sure he peeked here, realized that it's not there. I'm sure they're just running Bryce Lance on a simple fade route. He took the inside release, given that the corner was playing the flats. Cam Miller's going to scramble away. Eventually, that defender bites down on the running back, which opens up the lane for Bryce Lance. He's going to come down, catch the ball, foot in bounds, ball out on the 1-yard line, but he also stops the clock. I think that's one of the most unique catches we have ever seen in college football. Look at this. Feet in the end zone. Ball out of the end zone. But the clock stops because I'm out of bounds. I mean, bruh. It don't get more close than this. I mean, that is a game, absolutely a game of inches. Great catch, great toe tap, great play. Bryce Lance is a dog. Really good job right there. Really, really good job right there. After review, the play stands. He was down on the 1. The clock stopped. 14 seconds to go in the game. 14 seconds to go in the half. 14-3 lead for Montana State. 14-3 lead for North Dakota State. My goodness. Excuse me. I don't like this. Cam Miller is licking his chops. Great. I mean, you can tell that they were trying to get Bryce Lance a one-on-one opportunity. 3 receivers, fib. Formation into the boundary. 3 receivers down here into the short side of the field. You got a running back on the wide side of the field. And then Bryce Lance with all this space. I can run a slant. I can run a whip. I can run a fade. I can run a comeback. I have every route in the route tree at my disposal with this type of spacing and this one-on-one matchup. And given how Bryce Lance has played in the playoffs, I'm betting on Bryce Lance every time. Easy one-step slant. Get to balance. get inside, good ball from Cam Miller, touchdown, 21-3 lead for North Dakota State. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know if you shade a safety over there again. I don't know if I'm putting Bryce Lance in one-on-one coverage in the national championship game. I know that takes away defenders from defending the run. That takes away, I don't know. I'm not a defensive coordinator, but I don't like the fact that they ran one-on-one coverage with Bryce Lance, the best receiver in the FCS playoffs this year, and, decided to, this guy had 3 touchdowns against the best defense in FCS football. What are we talking about? That alone should tell you that this guy needs more attention. 21-3 lead, good ball, good catch, touchdown for the Bison, and they take a 21-3 lead at halftime. Tough deficit for the Bobcats to face going into half, but if anybody were able to come fight themselves out of a hole, it would be Tommy Mellott. Got Adam Jones on the return, who I think most likely was probably the Jerry Rice Award runner-up. I don't know if they released that information or not, but he had to be right there with Shamar Brown. Either way, third quarter is starting. Montana State's going to start their first drive. They're faced with a 2nd and 2. Taco Dowler in motion, and they're going to hand it off to Scott Trey Humphrey, who's going to get the first down on 2nd and 2. Really good job right there. Here you go. Got a 3rd and 9, under 13 to go in the third quarter. And Tommy Mellott's going to find Taco Dowler wide open. He took a big hit. Taco Dowler was kind of beat up after this hit. I don't know if you like targeting here. It seems like he hit him with his hands more than he did his helmet, but it seems like his helmet came in. It doesn't seem like his helmet came in contact. But, really good catch, really good ball from Tommy Mellott. Kind of hard to see what route concept they ran. I think it's just a basic seam. So you got Dowler in a tight formation down here. Not even a tight formation because you got another receiver down here. Looks like it's 11 personnel, 1 tight end on the field, unless Rohan Jones is at the bottom of the screen. 11 personnel, 3 receivers on the field, 1 running back, 1 tight end. They're going to get Taco Dowler on the seam right here. He gets over that second level of coverage. Tommy Mellott's going to find him, get the ball into his hands, beat the safety there. Dowler has to make a big catch, and he does on 3rd and 9. Really good job from the Bobcats right there on 3rd and 9, 3rd and long. Although they got beat, although they weren't super successful in the first half, Montana State was very efficient on 3rd down. They made the most of a lot of their opportunities. It just, you're splitting hairs with some of these plays, and they didn't make enough of them. Once again, same drive. They're going to find Ryan King down here. Ryan King right down here on the over. Man, this is a staple at Montana State. I have seen this. Let me tell you Bobcat fans something, if you guys are still watching. I appreciate you guys for watching if you are. I have seen this crossing concept every game that I have broken down. Every Montana State game that I've broken down this season, I have seen this concept. So as a defense, if you aren't now hip to this concept and you don't know when it's coming, I don't know how to help you. Not that I'm out here trying to help teams. I'm simply breaking down the games for the fans so that you guys can see the X and O's and understand what guys are doing from a schematic standpoint. But man, for them to hit this route nearly every game that I've watched, it's crazy. So they're going to run a deep crossing concept. You got Taco Dowler as your horizontal stretch and controlling the underneath coverage. But, it looks like it's cover 3 from North Dakota State. The play action, Montana State runs the ball. They're the best rushing team in the country. The play action is going to get some people. Look how far down these running backs, how far down these linebackers play for the run. Even this nickel defender out here is biting down super hard for the run. Everybody sees the run. We are going to react because we know Montana State can run the ball. Also, it's 3rd and 1. We need to bite down on the run because if they are running it, we want to stop it and get off the field. Either way, Tommy Mellott is going to step up in the pocket beautifully. Good pickup from Scott Trey Humphrey. He doesn't get much of them, but he gets enough of them. And Tommy Mellott finds Ryan King down the field for the touchdown. Well, actually, it wasn't a touchdown. They ruled him down, which I guess I agree with. It's bang bang, but they ruled him down on the 1-yard line. Really big play from Montana State though. Super big play from Montana State on their staple crossing concept. Let me tell you this right now. Dowler has scored on this concept this year. McCullough scored on this concept this year. I don't know if Ryan King has scored on this concept this year, but I'm sure he's gotten close. There's been a ton of touchdowns had from Montana State from this concept this year. Either way, good pass from Tommy Mellott. Good completion down on the 1-yard line. Really good job. Which honestly ended up looming big. Had there not been a North Dakota State penalty down here, this drive may even have ended differently. But lucky enough for Montana State, they got some luck from the refs and ended up getting a penalty. But, there's a saying that me and my friends say when we're playing Madden about the red zone. It gets tough down there. Everything's more condensed. Everybody's biting down on the run game. It's easier to get to the run game. It's easier to fill in the run game. Everything is harder in the red zone. There's less spacing for everything. It gets tough down there. And that's exactly what I was thinking during this Montana State drive in the red zone. Got 1st and goal. They come up short. You got second and goal. I believe this is when they're going to get a penalty called on second and goal. They're going to try to throw the ball, and I believe they called the holding penalty on number 0 right here. But I believe they threw a holding penalty, and that's going to give them a whole new set of downs. Tommy Millot, I mean, I don't know. One thing I was confused about is, I guess you have the running backs right here, but the running backs are covered. Why aren't they just running full speed into Tommy Millot's face? No offense to Tommy Millot and no malicious intent to Tommy Millot, but why are we sitting here? Go! They waited. Tommy Millot threw it out of the back of the end zone, but there's a flag right here. There's a yellow piece of laundry on the field, and that's going to be a holding penalty on North Dakota State, and that's going to give Montana State new life. Now, once again, this is why I say that Montana State might have been a little bit rattled. I know it's the third quarter at this point, so all the jitters should be out, but once again, first and goal. You're going to get a wide open Rohan Jones. I believe Rohan Jones was first team all conference this year. One of the best tight ends in the Big Sky Conference this year. Probably the best tight end in the Big Sky Conference this year. Dropped. I mean, come on, man. This is a gift. An absolute gift. Easy into the flats. Really, it's just a rub route. It's just a rub concept. You expect to get man on anything outside of here because they have so many hats in the box. You highly expect to get some man coverage most of the times in plays like this, and they do. The linebackers having to come from a weird angle to get over there, and you get Rohan Jones wide open. Great schemed up play, great rub right here. You push these two receivers up, run spot routes. They're in the way. They are here to cause this. We want him to bowl underneath. He's trailing. He never can get back into phase with them, at least in this setup when we're on the 1 yard line, and they get wide open, man. You just got to catch it. That could have loomed way bigger than it was. It's obviously on first and goal, bringing up second and goal, but man, just a killer right there. Second and goal coming up for Montana State. They get the ball off to Scott Ray Humphrey. Little iffy with the snap right there with Tommy Millot. Seems like he bobbled it around a little bit. Get it into Scott Ray Humphrey's hands. Makes the guy miss into the end zone for the touchdown. Making it a 21-10 ball game. North Dakota State still has the lead, but Montana State is fighting back. I mean, that's really all they needed in this game, was to see some things go right for them. Not that everything had gone bad, but it seems like they were not having as much success as people were used to seeing them have throughout this season. And you know, they finally found it in that second half, getting in the end zone. That invigorates the whole team. Now the defense is playing harder. Now the special teams is playing harder. Now those guys who only get on special teams want to run down and hit somebody in the face. It just invigorates everybody. Everybody's going to play harder once we finally see some things go right. And that's what happened for Montana State. 11-point game, under 7 to go in the third quarter. 3rd and 4. And they're going to hand it off to who other than, not even hand it off. Cam Miller's going to keep it on a quarterback draw. And he gets the first down on 3rd and 4. Really good job. Being able to run the ball on 3rd and 4 is something that not many teams in the country can do, but if you can do it, you're usually probably one of the better teams out there, because being able to run it on 3rd and medium almost is huge, man. 3rd and 15 coming up for North Dakota State. I think they had got like a false start or some penalty in there, and Montana State's going to get off the field. Really good play from Riley Nort, who had a phenomenal game yesterday. Riley Nort was one of the top players on that Montana State defense yesterday, coming up, making tackles in the run game, playing coverage just like that. I mean, he had a really good game. He showed out yesterday. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, 21-10 game. Montana State's got the ball back, and they got a 1st and 10. Pre-snap motion, Rohan Jones, 12 personnel for the Montana State offense. Tommy Millot's going to drop back and find Ryan Lonergan wide open. So once again, they're trying to do one of these plays where they get numbers to the favorable side of the field. Play action. You get the play action, that's going to bring the linebackers down. We're pushing him out, making it seem like he's about to block you. He's not. He's going up the seam. He's wide open up the seam, but the safety that's there, the corner has to respect the tight end. The safety has to respect that receiver. That leaves Ryan Lonergan with a window to get the ball, and he does get the ball. Because Ty McCullough continues to run his route inside and push that coverage inside, that's going to open up the seam wide open for Ryan Lonergan, and he gets down the field for a big-time play. What this play really ends up being, once you see all the routes work out, it's just 3 verts. It's 3 verts with a horizontal stretch being the running back. But the way you get to it is a little differently. You see Rohan Jones is on a pre-snap motion. He's going to be your outside fade. Your seam route is going to be your tight end who's originally attached. Your cross hash vertical is going to end up being your outside receiver. The only receiver in this concept is going to end up being your cross-hash vertical. It's a different look than I'm sure what North Dakota State is used to and what they game planned, and it's going to end up being a wide open seam for Ryan Lonergan. If he had a little bit more wheels, or maybe even switch the ball, stiff arm him in the face, Maybe could have gotten the end zone. Either way, he's down on the 5-yard line. Really big time play for Montana State. And just like that, they were just down by 18. And just like that, they're on the 5-yard line in scoring territory with a chance to be down by potentially 4 or 3 points. Really good job to bounce back from Montana State. Really good job. First and goal, under 4.5 to go in the third quarter. 21-10 lead for North Dakota State. Drop back pass for Tommy Malott. Once again, getting multiple players into the short side of the field. Rohan Jones is going to be your outside receiver. It's basically a double slant concept. This is basically a double slant concept from tight. You're going to run your inside slant with Ryan Lonergan. He seems open, but you got this linebacker down here. And then you're going to run a widened slant with Rohan Jones. So he widens out to create space for Ryan Lonergan and then gives eyes. I think it's a slant. It's just the way he doesn't really put a lot of definition on the route. You really would love him to get to his depth and break it off flat, give eyes and break it off flat to make it an easier completion. But Tommy Malott got the ball in there and it ended up being a touchdown for Montana State, making it a 21-16 ball game. Really good job. Also on this route concept, you got Adam Jones giving the horizontal stretch, but really good completion from Rohan Jones, or really good completion from Tommy Malott. Really good job. Really good job there. See them pointing, they're going for 2. 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, 21-16 lead for North Dakota State. Montana State is now going to go for 2. They didn't execute it the right way. I don't know if Adam Jones is wrong. Gotta believe Adam Jones, the freshman, is probably wrong and not the veteran senior leader quarterback who's wrong. But he's going to try to hand it off. And either way, it's a lot of eye candy, which still gets North Dakota State. And whole time, Ryan Lonergan's open down the sidelines in the back of the end zone. 2-point conversion, good, making it a 3-point game, 21-18 ball game. And Montana State is right back in it. I mean, this drive and I mean, these last 2 drives for Montana State were really statement drives in the second half, to where they were finally fighting back. They were finally, finishing drives. They were finally making big plays and making it seem like this was going to be a really good game going down the stretch, which it was. But NDSU was able to put up more points than Montana State could handle late in that game. Here we go. 3-point game. North Dakota State's got the ball back. I mean, that's what I mean. NDSU was able to put up more points than Montana State was able to handle. But really, what I mean by that is, so Montana State makes it a 3-point game. North Dakota State's going to go down and score and make it a 10-point game. Then Montana State, once again, is going to make it a 3-point game. Then North Dakota State is once again going to go down and score and make it a 10-point game. It just seemed like every time Montana State got right there, North Dakota State was like, not so fast. First and 10, going to get the ball off into the flats on the play action to Joe Stoffel. Gets the completion, and he's going to get upfield and get really good yardage on first down. Almost 20 yards on first down. That's a really good first down play. You'll take that every single day. And also, mind you, North Dakota State still has the lead. They still believe in their offense. Their offense has not truly been stopped a ton outside of penalties yet last night. So it wasn't really that. I mean, Montana State's defense was doing a good job. But a lot of times when North Dakota State would get stopped on drives, it would be because of penalties and getting behind in the chains. It wasn't necessarily because of things that Montana State's defense was doing. And, I think we saw that play out. Here you go, 2nd and 9. North Dakota State's going to get the ball. Bryce Lance once again has a free release. Once again, looks like cover 3, curl flat, hook, curl flat, 3 over top, 4 underneath your rushing 4, your 4D lineman. You give a free release to Bryce Lance on the outside. They are going to take that all day. 10 yards on 2nd and 9. That's a first down, and we're moving the chains. 3rd and 6 now. The third quarter is now winding down. Under 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, and Cam Miller is going to look deep and find Bryce Lance. I mean, both teams were pretty efficient on third down. Both teams, made plays really when they needed to. But this was one of those points in the game where you thought, I genuinely, at this point in the game, I was of the ilk and of the mindset that, Tommy Malott is activated at this point. The offense is firing on all cylinders. The defense is locked in. I thought Montana State was gonna at least take the lead, not run away with the game at this point, but I thought Montana State was gonna do enough to get off the field and take the lead. But when you're playing against a good quarterback, when you're playing against a good receiver, when you're playing against a team that's been there, done that before. Now Bryce Lance hasn't. He's a younger guy, but Cam Miller's been there. A lot of these guys have been there before, done that, and I'm gonna bet on my guy. One-on-one slot fade, Bryce Lance. Throw it up, man. Give him an opportunity and see if he can go make something happen. He did, and it was a big time play for North Dakota State when they needed it in the worst way. 3rd and 6. You get off the field right here and punt this back to Montana State. Who knows how this game ends up? But, this completion right here from Cam Miller to Bryce Lance not only takes a lot of balls. Like, if you look at right here, the ball's already in the air. Bryce Lance is not past him. That takes trust from Cam Miller. That takes trust. That just takes trust that you trust when I put the ball up there, my receiver's going to come down with it. And throughout this playoff run, at least, when Cam Miller's been putting the ball up, Bryce Lance has been coming down with it. That's what I'll say. Big time reception on 3rd and 6 to get them down inside red zone territory. And, it was just a big time play, man. Just a huge play at a huge moment in the game when North Dakota State really needed it. That is making big time plays in big time moments in big time games. Bryce Lance did that. 1st and goal, 15 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. They're going to hand off to Shamar Brown. And wow, look at this guy pulling his guy back who was pulling Shamar Brown back. It's like tug of war. Rylan Ort's pulling Daly back. Daly's pulling Shamar back. I mean, it's just a little conga line. They're going to try to push Shamar Brown, but they had blown the play dead. And now you got 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal, under 15 to go. Rolling out for Cam Miller. He's going to get the ball off to Joe Stoffel, who gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Really good job. Once again, another play-action play. Similar to the one they just ran, but this time they're in 13 personnel. 3 tight ends on the field, 1 running back on the field. You run the play action, push your tight end across like it's a split zone play, but also you're pulling your guard around as well. So looks a little differently, but try to make it look like a run play. Ends up being a pass play. Drop it out to your tight end in the flats for the touchdown, making it a 27-18 ball game. Really good job from North Dakota State. Really good job for them to, that 3rd and 6 was huge to Bryce Lance. That's really the difference in this drive. And, big time play. 10-point lead for North Dakota State. Montana State's now got the ball back, and they have an opportunity to answer. Under 13 to go in the game. 3rd and 4 for Montana State. Let's see what they draw up. Tommy Malott getting out of the pocket, getting into Taco Dollar's hands. This is something that they run a lot as well. So I don't think it matters the down. I think the down and distance is what matters in this play, because I've seen them run this at 1. I've seen them run this at 5. Right here, it looks like he's running it at about 3 to 4. But I think this route is really simply meant to get to the chains. And as you can see, what the route ends up really being, the route concept really ends up being is what it seems like to me right now is it seems like a burst corner with a flat with an arrow from Taco Dollar. He's simply just taking it to the chains, to the sticks. I'm not so sure what Rohan Jones is running. Looks like he's maybe running an out, might be on a seam. Looks like he understands where the ball's going, so he's kind of just getting eyes there. But roll out to the right, protecting it with the running back, and get Taco Dollar into the flats for the first down. Easy play, easy completion. Everybody's happy. First down. 1st and 10 for Montana State. Under 12.5 to go in the 4th quarter. Pre-snap motion with Ty McCullough. And play action pass. Is it a play action pass? Oh, it's RPO. RPO pass. The reason you know it's RPO, lineman is 3 to 4 yards downfield already. RPO, so he can hand it off. He can pull it, get it to the guys on the sidelines, and he's gonna throw. What an amazing ball from Tommy Malott. But this is something that they run a lot as well, because a lot of times they will run this read option where it's a read. I'm gonna pull it. I can now run it, or I can dump it off to my guy in the flats. Instead of running it or dumping it off to the guy in the flats, I'm going to make it look like we're doing that. And it really ends up being a sucker play, what we call a sucker play, where we're going to make it fake like we're blocking, or, just running route, or just really blocking for this into the flats. Whole time, we're getting the ball up down the sidelines. Good ball from Tommy Malott in the hole between those defenders, this linebacker and this safety. Really good ball from Tommy Malott. And good catch from Ty McCullough to get the first down and get another explosive play for the Montana State offense. 10-point lead for North Dakota State. Under 12 to go in the game. 1st and 10. Read option right there, and now we're going to see the Tommy Malott speed. Read option. I'm reading this in man on the line of scrimmage. I'm reading you. I'm reading you. I'm reading you. Handoff. You see, Rohan Jones went right past him. Rohan Jones is not blocking him. You are in the read. I'm reading you. You bite down on the running back. I'm going to pull it. The running back gets a good block on that end man on line of scrimmage. 4. You're not fast enough. Really good block from Rohan Jones down the field, and it's a Tommy Malott touchdown. Tommy Malott touchdown. Really, really, really good play. Really good play, really good drive from Montana State. And I mean, this is the game you really expected to see. You expected to see back and forth. One team score, the other team scores. Last team with the ball is going to win the game. That's not necessarily how it turned out, but you expected Montana State to be able to have success offensively. And you started to see that in the second half. Watch them. Zero is going to bite down really, really hard. They're making it look like inside zone. So the line is all pushing this way, making it look like inside zone. You want to try to get across the face of one of those offensive linemen or that tight end to be able to combat that inside zone. But it's a read, man. It's a read. Tommy Malot's going to pull it. 27 has absolutely no idea. That would have been funny if Rohan Jones just kept running. Tommy Malot just run right behind him. And let's run into the end zone together. Either way, Tommy Malot's going to get in the end zone for the touchdown, making it a 28-25 ball game, making it a 3-point game once again. 3rd and 2, 10 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. 3-point lead for North Dakota State. 3rd down. They're going to try to keep it with Cam Miller, and they are not going to get there. Really good stop for Montana State, and this is what Brent Vegan talked about in his post-game presser. There was a time when they did get a stop on North Dakota State, had the ball with the potential to take the lead or tie the game, and they didn't make the most of it. I think he was referencing this right here. 3rd and 5, under 8 to go in the game. 3-point game. North Dakota State leads. Tommy Malot's going to roll up. Man. Oh, the reason I'm stopping it is because I've watched this play, and I don't like it. Not because I don't like the play. I don't like the result, and I don't like how long it took Tommy to throw it. Throw it right now. You need this first down. You're down by 3. Keep the chains moving. You understand how volatile your offense is. Why? I think he had eyes downfield. I don't know if he didn't trust it. Like, give it to him now, Tommy. Now! Why are we waiting? He waits, and then he waits until the defender really, he's got space. I mean, right here, get it into Rohan Jones hands right now. I like my numbers with Rohan Jones versus, what is that? A nickel defender, one-on-one to get the first down on 3rd and 5. I'm taking Rohan Jones all day. Throw it right now, Tommy. I think he waited too long. He waited until that defender provided more pressure on him. And with that more pressure, Tommy Malott didn't have the right footwork. He didn't have his feet facing in the right direction. His mechanics are all off. He dirts it. I mean, you still want Rohan Jones to catch this. This is the national championship. Rohan Jones has not been super sharp throughout this game. I think that should be understood by everybody. But man, sure, he's got to catch it. It hit his hands. You'd love for Tommy Malott to put a more catchable, better, softer ball on him right here. I 100% believe that, and I wouldn't put this on Rohan Jones. Sure, catch it, but give me the ball right here, Tommy. We are on the same page right here. You're looking at me, I'm looking at you. I'm open, you're open. Give me the ball, brother. I don't know. He waits, makes it a harder throw, dirts it a little bit. Doesn't necessarily dirt it, like it hits his hands. I want you all to understand it hit his hands. But man, when you think about how this game turned out and, you know, how they were, I feel like one drive away from winning it. I think this is the drive that they really needed a different outcome on. And, you know, it's just, just a big miss right there from Tommy. Just a big drop from Rohan Jones. Just a big play right there on 3rd and 5. I mean, if Rohan Jones catches that, he might fall in. I mean, just so many what ifs, and that's what I meant on, you know, my post-game reaction when I said there's going to be a lot of what ifs from this game. That is one of them, man. What if Tommy Malott completes that pass to Rohan Jones for the first down? Are we talking about a different game right here? I think we are. Either way, they punt it back to North Dakota State, and North Dakota State's going to put on a drive. So you get this RPO run right here. We like this matchup with Rohan. We like this matchup with Bryce Lance and anybody who's matched up against him. We are going to trust in Bryce Lance. If I see one-on-one, I got this RPO on, RPO run on. This actually might be, no, this isn't play action. This seems like 100% run. You see these guys getting downfield, blocking downfield on the double team as well, which makes me think it's an RPO. But you're going to get this RPO. Cam Miller probably knew he was throwing this all the way. And this is the indicator right here. I like this throw pre-snap. But now that Rylan Ort's going downhill, playing downhill, look at Cam Miller's eyes. He's looking directly at him. I like this matchup even more now. That's going to open up that throw. And Cam Miller didn't put the best ball on it because this should have been, what are they at? The 35? This should have been a 65-yard touchdown run, if I'm being honest. Cam Miller put a kind of behind ball on it. It got there. It's a completion. It's a first down. It's not an explosive, but it's a first down. But Bryce Lance should have scored here, man. Like, Cam Miller should have put this ball in his belly, in stride, and Bryce Lance should have ran for days. Either way, it's a first down. It's a big time play from North Dakota State, and they keep the chains moving. And they also keep the clock running. And this is going to be what a lot of people are calling the championship drive for North Dakota State, because they got the ball with, let's see, here's the third down play. North Dakota State got the ball with 7 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the game. They are going to whittle this clock down all the way to like 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Already, they got 6.5 right here on 2nd and 3 on the 41-yard line. Handing it off to Shamar Brown. He's going to get a big chunk play downhill, and he's down around the 25-yard line. Really big time run right there. Under 4.5 to go in the fourth quarter. You got a 3rd and 6 now. Another opportunity for North Dakota State to get off the field. They find Rajon Nelson on the out route. So he's run the out. He tight turns it. This could have ended up bad, man. He tight turns it thinking that potentially the corner is going to sit down on it. He doesn't separate, but Cam Miller doesn't throw the ball too far outside. Really good job right there. I mean, I don't know how they're on the same page with this, but they were on the same page. They got the first down on 3rd and 6. Not only are they going to keep the clock running, but they get another opportunity to get a touchdown. More clock is going to run off. Now they got under 3 to go in the game, and it's 2nd and 1 for North Dakota State. Handing it off to Shamar Brown, who is getting the first down and giving them new life. Not getting a touchdown, but getting them new downs inside the 4-yard line. I mean, that's absolutely huge. Absolutely huge. 28-25, 2:44 to go in the game. 1st and goal. Handing off to Shamar Brown, who is going to power his way into the end zone. No help from linemen. He gets 2 of the best defenders, not even, that's 2 of the best defenders get their hands on him from this defense. The defensive player of the year in Brody Grebe, who was kind of engaged with the tight end, but also Makeda O'Reilly, who I believe was first team all conference. Both get hands on him, and it's not enough. Shamar Brown's going to drive into the end zone. That is part of the reason why he was the Jerry Rice Award winner. Giving North Dakota State a 9-point lead, and with the PAT, they are going to make it a 10-point lead. Let's look at the run here from Shamar Brown. Hands on Makeda O'Reilly. Oh my god. You got Brody Grebe got a hand on the shoulder. Makeda O'Reilly's going to try to fill. Got to bring that squat rack with you, brother. Got to bring that squat max into this tackle. Brace your legs. It's harder than it looks. I understand that, but dang, man. Dang, if that ain't a microcosm of what this entire game was right here, this play right here, just getting run over by a better team, I don't know what would be. But really good run from Shamar Brown. Touchdown for North Dakota State. Championship drive. Chew clock. That's what we call a 4-minute drive. Even though there's more than 4 minutes in the game, when you're on your 4-minute offense, you want to chew clock, you want to get first downs, and you want to whittle down the game to nothing. You want to whittle the game down to a freaking nub. And that's what North Dakota State tried to do in this drive, and they virtually did it. I mean, I know Montana State's going to get the ball back. I know they're going to put up another touchdown, but in that drive, North Dakota State really put their stamp on this game that, hey, I don't know what you guys had in mind, but we are leaving with something nice tonight. 2.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. 35 to 25 point game. 2nd and 10 for Montana State. Drop back for Tommy Mellott. Taco Dalla down the sidelines. Tommy Mellott's going to scramble. Get the first down and then some. Now you got a 2nd and 2. 2-minute timeout. Following the 2-minute timeout, Tommy Mellott's going to try to find somebody downfield, but North Dakota State is playing nothing but coverage. Nothing but coverage. If you see the coverage here, looks like a Tampa 2, flat defender. Tampa, middle defender, half-field safety, and a half-field safety. The reason you see Tampa 2 is because look at how these safeties are getting off the hash. This safety's already off the hash, but see how these safeties are getting off the hash? The middle of the field is wide open, but how do you get there? How do you get a receiver there? They weren't able to get anybody there. Tommy Mellott's going to scramble and get down inside North Dakota State territory. 2nd and 10, minute 45 to go in the fourth quarter. Drop back pass for Tommy Mellott. He gets the ball into the hands of Adam Jones, and Adam Jones is going to fall forward for good yardage. Now you got a minute 15 to go in the game, 4th and 2. Drop back pass for Tommy Mellott. He sees Taco Dalla on a one-on-one slot fade. One-on-one. I don't know how much one-on-one coverage Montana State got last night. I gotta believe it was probably a healthy amount, but I don't think I saw a ton of man coverage against Montana State from the North Dakota State defense. You're gonna get Taco Dalla one-on-one with the slot defender of North Dakota State. I'm taking Taco Dalla all day on that matchup. He finds him, gets the ball into his hands for the touchdown. Really, really good job. Really, really good drive from Montana State. I mean, say what you want about that drive. Say it was meaningless. They're just putting up trash points. They're fighting until the very end. Tommy Mellott gave his team an opportunity to win the game. They still got 2 timeouts. They got a minute left on the clock. They can still get a stop. No matter what it looks like, they can still get a stop and get off the field. Now, granted, they're going to go for the onside kick here instead of punting it away, because if you punt it away, that's virtually ending the game. You got to at least attempt the onside kick, which is what they're going to do. Not that they're going to be successful, but they attempted the onside kick, and, you know, it was very close. I think number one has to give a better shot here. So, first off, they called a timeout. I can't remember if the timeout was, I think they called a timeout before this first kick. They kicked it, and then they called a timeout. I can't remember when the timeout was called, but NDSU, I think, called a timeout right before, like right as he was running up to kick this. North Dakota State had called a timeout the first time. So, kind of giving the kicker an opportunity to get a practice run, you know, but also giving them an opportunity to see how North Dakota State plans on, how Montana State plans on attacking this onside kick. Either way, you get the kick from Brandon Hall. It's honestly a decent kick. You would love a higher bounce and maybe a little later bounce, but number one is gonna, it looked like he touched it. I don't think he did touch it. He's gonna jump out of the way of the ball right here. If he is just more hip to where he is on the field and jumps out of the way, but also grabs it right there, I mean, Montana State could have shook the whole FCS football world. Also, I saw this online, so I don't want to look past it. 44. My goodness. Who is this? Lanyata Alexander. Keep your head on a swivel, brother. On a swivel. These guys are simply meant here to knock you out. I was about to use a foul word, but they are here to knock you out. You should not be looking at the ball. You should be looking directly at that defender and trying to knock him out. He doesn't even put a crazy hit on you. He kind of just stops his momentum, lowers his shoulder, and you run right into him. Right into him. Oh, man, 44 said something to him. Damn, man. So they didn't even call illegal touching here, which I think the refs made a good call. I don't think it was illegal touching. They called something here, though. I can't remember what they called, because it looks like he touched it here. It looks like, which I think his hand touched it right there, man. It might have been illegal touching, but they didn't call it. So they didn't call it. They called some penalty on Montana State, and, you know, North Dakota State recovered it. Well, 3rd and 5 for North Dakota State. North Dakota State's going to try to run it. Montana State's going to stop them, and North Dakota State is going to have an opportunity to give the ball back to Montana State with maybe around 5 seconds to go in the game. Maybe they get a play left. Instead, also on this punt, Polasek, this might have been when the timeout was called. I think the timeout was called right here. Polasek called the timeout right. Oh, no, they didn't call the timeout. They're going to take the delay, and he's going to try to get him to jump off sides to get the free first down and end the game. Nobody jumps. Nice try. But I don't agree with this decision. At least put Taco Dowler back there to call fair catch and give your team an opportunity to maybe throw a Hail Mary. I don't think Tommy can get it that far, but get it down the field to where you can try to play keep away and see if you can maybe get into the end zone. I don't like chancing it on a blocked kick. Put everybody on the line of scrimmage, no returner back there, chance it on the block kick, and, you know, that ball's going to roll for at least 3 to 4 seconds, 4 to 5 seconds. The ball rolls, the ball hits the ground when the clock hits 4 seconds. The ball's going to roll for 4 seconds, man. They don't have to touch it. Nobody's going to touch it. The clock's going to run out. They're going to win the national championship just like that. Now, I don't know if that's a decision that you look back on. There's not much you can do. Any decision right there is you know, you're gambling. You know, you gamble on a fair catch, and then hopefully you guys can throw it around and get in the end zone. You gamble on getting a block, scooping it up, scoring. I mean, all of them are gambles. But, you know, I kind of like the fair catch gamble better. Either way, North Dakota State won the national championship 35-32 against the undefeated Montana State Bobcats, the number 1 seed Montana State Bobcats, and North Dakota State finishes their revenge tour. They lost to Montana last year in Montana when, you know, maybe they felt like they should have been in the national championship game playing against South Dakota State. They did not make it, but this year they got vengeance. Cam Miller did not win the Walter Payton Award, but he won the game that matters and won the national championship. I want to thank all you Montana State and North Dakota State fans for tapping into my channel all season long. I will be doing player breakdowns into this offseason. Please make sure you guys go check out my recap of the national championship game, giving my thoughts about everything that went on. Make sure you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment down below of what you guys thought about some of the X's and O's of this game, what you guys thought people did correctly, what you guys thought North Dakota State. What was the biggest decision you think North Dakota State made? What was the biggest decision you think Montana State made? I think it was the halftime decision, but you you guys can let me know in the comments. I appreciate you guys so much for tapping into the channel. I thank you guys so much for the support. I love all the love and support that you guys give me. Please keep supporting the channel. More videos coming in the offseason, more player breakdowns coming in the offseason. If there's a player you want me to break down, let it be known in the comment section down below. I will catch you guys next time. See you guys next season for some of you guys who only watched in the season. But thank you guys so much. See you guys later.